If you get the opportunity to study abroad at a topmost university in the US, and it's absolutely free, you don't have to pay anything. Just hear me out. You don't have to pay anything. Tuition, you don't have to pay. Living expenses, you don't have to pay. Your housing is free. Your food is free, by the way. So everything is covered, and on top of that, you get $2,000 of stipend as well, just to study at this university. Just let me know, would you leave India or wherever you're watching from, would you leave to go study in the US? Is that something that would be desirable to you? Because basically, this is zero cost for your family to get you to study at a US university, one of the topmost universities, by the way. In fact, you're getting paid to study. You just need to cover your flight expenses, which also, by the way, you can get them covered from that $2,000 stipend. So what do you say? Would you go for it? If the answer is yes, then this video is for you. This video is about need-based scholarships. You need to know these scholarships because these are very important. These scholarships will give you a threshold that if your family income is not exceeding a particular limit, if your family income is below this number, then you can go ahead, study at these top universities, and many such universities have these programs. I'll talk about that. Harvard has a program, MIT has a program, Yale has a program. There's dozens of them. You can go study at these top universities for absolutely free. And guess what? I've verified that these scholarships are applicable to international students, especially Indian, Nigerian, Bangladeshi, Nepali, wherever you're watching from, Pakistani students. It's applicable for you guys. Let me just walk you through this. Take a look at this screenshot. This screenshot is from the Harvard website itself. If your family's income, it says, if your family's combined income, basically your parents' income in this case, is less than $100,000 per annum. That means that your parents, if you're an Indian, by the way, your parents make less than 88 lakh rupees per annum. And most of these parents who are basically working jobs, as long as your parents don't have a business, you know that 88 lakhs is probably, not something that they're achieving right now. Most people don't have this. Most people might be making 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, best to best case. But after that, it really becomes difficult, especially in a country like India. So if you're in that condition, by the way, you can get this deal. This scholarship program is for you. This is just Harvard. There's the same program in MIT. There's the same program Yale. There's many more, by the way. Now take a look at this screenshot from the Harvard website. This is also from the graduate student page. So even masters, by the way, not just bachelors, masters also, and PhDs anyway free. So bachelors, masters, everyone can get this. What does it say? Approximately 50% of the students studying in Harvard receive a need-based scholarship close to $46,000 a year. The rest of the 50% students who may not be receiving this scholarship might have a family which makes more money, and trust me, in America people make more money than this. So even if they admit 50% Americans only and the rest all international students, these families, most of these families will be making more than $100,000 per annum. However, since your family and being an international student cannot make this kind of money, and given that our GDP is different, and given that we don't have that kind of an economy which awards our citizens basically with that kind of money, you can actually go ahead and take advantage of this scheme. And by the way, in the last video I didn't show you, there's also a section if you have $200,000 per annum. Even if your family is making more than 88 lakhs, double 1.6 crores if your family is making, even then you get significant scholarships as long as it's under 1.6 crores per annum. Now here's a question that you should ask at this point. That is, it was so easy, Yash. Why isn't every student going? Like, everyone should know of this scheme, and why isn't every student already studying overseas? If that's easy, why are all these students stupidly competing for IITs, IIMs when they can go ahead and study at a university like Harvard? Well, that's because the hard part is not getting the scholarship. No, the hard part is to get admission in these schools. They are, of course, super competitive. Now, you won't need to take a test like the IIT JEE or something. No, it's not like that. But your profile, overall, holistic profile, pretty much everything you're doing, you submit it to the school, they should accept that. You need the perfect statement of purpose, a whole document showing basically what your aspiration is, why you want to study, essentially, a 2-page document that you write, and it should not be AI generated. You need the perfect recommendation letters, so people in the industry or people from your academia, from your bachelor's, from your class 12, essentially recommending you as to, these professors essentially recommending you why you should be accepted. You need amazing test scores depending on what kind of a degree you're going for, SATs, GREs, GMATs. You need language scores like TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, any one of these, by the way, not all of these tests. And you need exceptional transcripts. You need to show that you have what it takes to really excel at a good academic program, at a difficult, because these academic programs are pretty tough in the world, right? They are some of the topmost universities. You also have sometimes video interviews with professors where people get, pruned out just because they could not answer properly in the interview. The application was excellent, they got through to the interview round, and then in the interview they get rejected, and you need to apply timely. So all of these things, if you can have a cohesion of these things and you apply properly, you can go ahead and study at some of these topmost universities in the world, not only in the US but many other countries, but especially the US, right? There's such a good return on investment. You can study for absolutely free. And this was something that I didn't know. When I wanted to go for my bachelor's, I thought, I don't have this kind of money. That's the biggest problem. My parents don't have this kind of money. We won't be able to afford it. So absolutely not. Bachelor's I can't do. Then I went for my master's. And even then I had to take up a loan. So I was in debt. Now understand this. You don't have to take up a loan if you fall into this situation, if you know of these need-based scholarships. Yes, there's merit-based scholarships, and I've made countless videos on that. So you can watch those. On the basis of your merit profile, you can also get the scholarship. But on the basis of need, this is the most amazing option, because simply because you don't have enough money, they're giving it to you. So that's why they say Harvard costs what your family can afford. If you can afford to pay the whole fee, you pay the whole fee. If you cannot, then that's okay. As long as you get the admission, you can get through. And this is not only true for Harvard, but for many other schools out there. Now, this is where the excellence of application matters. If you apply properly, you're applying with a good counselor. And by the way, most counselors in the market won't even let you apply to Harvard. You mark my words, Harvard, Yale, Columbia. They won't let you apply. The reason is that they don't have a tie-up with these universities. You go on to, and I don't want to name counselors, but I think, the top most common names in the market, and you apply with these counselors, they're not going to even let you apply, simply because they don't make any money off of you if you go to these universities. That means you need an unbiased counselor, someone who can support you. And I wouldn't even say counselors, like counselors are generally not really the best people in most cases. But if you look at our own complete application help page, I was an international student once, and we've done more than 1,000 students per annum since then. And last year, based on the 1,000 plus students we did, the average scholarship itself ran $10,250 plus per applicant. That was the average. So of course, if you get a need-based scholarship, you get much higher. You get even full funding in many cases. But yeah, if you're interested in something like that, WhatsApp my team. The number's in the description. You can take a look at the complete application help. That's the service that these people used. And this was the time, in somewhere around October, November, they started. And they were able to make it to the topmost universities. We can even help improve your profile, train you for interviews, help you shortlist the universities with the maximum scholarships that you could get, basically, based on the last 5 years of data. All kinds of support. Ivy League graduates writing your SOPs, LORs from scratch and supporting you with end-to-end applications. All kinds of things can be done, and we can help you with that. So I just thought I'll make a video on it, let you know about this. And by the way, if you don't want my help on this, that's completely fine. You just take all of this information, apply by yourself. Sign up on YMGrad, by the way. We have a lot of free information for you. You'll see last year's admits, rejects, so you can check that out for free. You can get free study material. You can get free SOP, LOR samples of people who have already gotten admitted into top universities. So all of these things are available to you for free. The only question is, are you going to avail it or not? Because the moment you sign up, I send all of this to your email directly, automatically. Make sure that you do that. And subscribe to the channel if you like the video. Follow me on Instagram. I'll keep on bringing you more such scholarships, more such programs. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care.